other and to share food.
Well, welcome everybody. I really appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I know I spent a couple of days just going almost from house to house with flyers and trying to get everybody interested, and so I'm just glad that you all came. It's great.
Try a few things. I know that some things might be a little bit out of your comfort zone, but I encourage you to try that. You can always spit it out. Give it back to the earth, because we're all about that. But yeah, at least try some things and see how you like it. We've got the wild mushroom risotto and a shiitake butter with crackers. I grew the shiitakes, planted them myself. We harvested the wood from the trees. And the mushrooms too, they were harvested by a few foragers here up in a secret spot that we can't tell you about. But maybe one day we'll take you out. And we're going to have this wonderful documentary being shown tonight. It's actually won a ton of awards. There's a few, Winona LaDuke speaks in it. She's doing some amazing work with for us to protect our water.
Spiritually, the growing, the reaping, and the sowing is all spiritual, but it's also very natural for us to grow our food, to take care of our water, and to live as naturally as we can and as healthy as we can.
So that we can all sort of have like this eco-village and have access to this energy exchange and live where we grow our food. We also have wild mushroom tea, which the mushroom is harvested from a birch tree. So we have a bean dip over there that I made. Again, I would have loved to use organic ingredients, but they weren't there. So hopefully maybe we can grow some black beans if you like this type of thing.
It just dawned on me, you know, if we ever get a garden, and that's our plan, is to have a garden in this area, and hopefully in Maple Plain and Round Lake. But the one thing that came to my mind is who's going to work these gardens? Anybody who could is on needing community service could do that. In all three counties, in fact, I called all three county justices, court justices, I think. And then they were all very interested, and they all are very gung-ho on this. And they really think that this is a wonderful idea. And the other piece to this is for the recovery people.
Anyone else but you.
That was kind of botched.
What's going on here, sound guy?
There's so much information that goes with harvesting the different medicines, which hopefully we'll all get to learn together.
And I know cedars are huge trees, and I think there's a scripture in both Psalm 1, Jeremiah 17, and Psalm 92 that talks about the cedars of Lebanon. They grow to be huge trees. But we can grow like that huge Lebanon cedar tree if we eat right and we take care of ourselves. Because that's what the symbol is for, is our own growth naturally and physically. And in Genesis 1:29, and God said, "Behold, I have given you every plant yielding its seed that is on the face of the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit, you shall have them for your good." In Revelations 22:2, the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. So along with the food, it also is all medicinal. The one thing that I have done on my own, and it's because I read the Bible, was I made myself some balm of Gilead. I found a cottonwood tree. I went and harvested the buds off the tree, and it has the resin on it, and that's the medicinal part of it. So I gathered all that, and it's set to ferment for a year, so it's been a year now. So now, yeah, so now I'm using that for healing oil.
How did that process of like gathering your own medicine, how did that make you feel? Like going out and doing that, what was
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
There's a whole story about that.
Yeah. I bet.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't even know. I read it in the Bible. Well, first of all, I had a vision. I had a vision of this tree, and it was glistening in the background of the sky. And then about 2 months later, he gave me the scripture of the balm of Gilead. And so I didn't connect that two for a long time. And then one day I was driving by a tree, and all of a sudden it just dawned on me. I heard a voice that said, "That's the tree." So I went back and I harvested all the leaves off that tree. And not the leaves, but the resin, the buds. You have to get it at a certain time of the year, otherwise it lacks that resin in there. So it's like at the fall or the beginning of springtime. And it's a cottonwood tree, and it's a tree that, if we all have seen it, it's the one that has the flowery things, the white things that look like cotton that come off the trees and blows in the wind and covers the roads or the yards or whatever. So that's the tree. And anyway, I got the balm of Gilead, and there's also Genesis 37:25 and Jeremiah 8:22 that talks about the balm growing and planting. And one was Genesis 26, where it says, "Now Isaac sowed in the land and reaped 100-fold, and God blessed him." And then Psalm 104:14, "He causes grass to grow for the cows, and vegetation for the labor of man, so that he may bring forth food from the earth." And 1 Corinthians 9:10, "Yes, for your sake it was written, because the plowman ought to plow in hope, and the thresher to thresh in hope, and sharing of the crop."